Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kristen and I love to craft. Today we are going to be making some Christmas crafts. The first craft that we are going to be making are Grinch inspired lollipops, and these can be used for wreaths or for decorations. So let's go ahead and get started on today's video. I did get the adhesive foam pages from Amazon. They are glitter. And I also did get the Grinch fabric from Amazon as well. And I got these wooden dowels from the Dollar Tree. Let's go ahead and start off with just one piece of the red. And then one piece of the white. Here is an up-close look of the glitter. This one is not really showing up on camera as well. They are adhesive, so it does have a back where you can just peel it up and it's super sticky. Let's go ahead and cut into this just to see how it is. I have not made these yet, and so this is my first time attempting to try it, so I hope that it works out really good. Oh yeah, this is going to be perfect. And then we're just going to use our hot glue gun to glue a strip around the lollipop. Let's go ahead and start cutting our foam sheets. And I'm going to use a pen and I'm just going to mark off 1.5 inches. So if I start here, that's 1.5. And then do it again. Oops, nope, that's not right. Okay, and then we're gonna do 1.5 here, there, and there. All right, now I'm going to do it on the bottom as well. All right, now I'm just going to take the straight edge of this and I'm going to draw the line all the way through. That way that whenever I cut it, it's a straight line. I should probably find my ruler very soon. That way that I can get some straighter lines. But this will definitely just have to work for now. Alright, now what I'm going to do is just cut all of the strips. Alright, and then we just have this extra piece. You can save it in like a little scrap pile for something, or you can just trash it. Okay, now I'm going to do it to the white glitter piece, the same exact process that we just did for the red. Okay, now you are going to take all of your pieces and you're going to peel the backing off. And then you're going to fold it in half like this. And do that to all of your pieces. All right, now I'm going to take my red pieces and do the same thing. All right, now I'm going to take my hot glue gun and I'm going to hot glue two pieces together. You need to make sure that the folded edge meets the folded edge, okay? See how this is the rounded folded edge? It needs to meet not this edge, but this one. So we're going to hot glue all of the white pieces together, then all of the red pieces together. And you're going to make just a long strip. So here is the long strip that I have hot glued together. Now I'm going to go ahead and work on the red strip. Okay, so now that I have the red done, I'm going to line these two up. I'm going to make one strip higher than the other, just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit of hot glue down, that way that we can go ahead and put it in its place. Okay, now that it's dried down, I'm going to add a strip of hot glue here. And push down, that way that it's on there very, very good. Then I'm going to add just a little dot right here, and then we are going to start the rolling process. Going to add a line of hot glue and just keep rolling. Okay, so that time I added a pretty long line. And then I'm just going to go ahead and press it down. I like to work in small sections, that way that I know exactly what I'm working with. And I want to roll it very tight, that way that it's not loose at all. So now that we are at the end, I'm going to trim up this red piece so that way that it's shorter than the white one. All right, now I'm going to add a strip of hot glue here and also here. It has a clean and finished look. Okay, now that we have hot glued this piece right here together and it's dried, I'm going to take just a red piece of felt. I got this pack from Hobby Lobby for about 40 cents. It was 90% off for Valentine's Day, and so I stocked up on these because I thought that the colors would go with a lot of things throughout the year. But I'm going to take the back piece because it's not very pretty, okay? And so we want to cover this up. And I'm just going to take a little bit of hot glue and go around it. All right, and then we're just going to press the backing on. And here's a little hot glue trick. Put a little dab on there, push it in, and then it sticks, that way that you have a longer hot glue stick, because sometimes I'll have to press the back of it whenever I'm trying to do a project. So if you just glue two pieces together, you can make a longer piece of glue. Okay, so we need to add a little bit more right here. And I just like to go around it, see if I missed any spots. And then I'm just going to hold it down for about 10 seconds. Okay, now I'm going to trim around it with my pair of scissors. Now if you flip it over, you can just trim around the back. All right, take a look at the front, make sure that there are no pieces hanging over, and that looks really good. All right, now we are going to take our Grinch fur, and I want to separate the hair. If I can, I'm not exactly sure. I want to be able to use both sides since I do have to cut it down, but it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do that because the hair is not separating like I thought it would. Let me see if I have like an extra comb. Okay, so I have just this comb that came from the Dollar Tree that is now my dedicated craft comb. I'm going to see if I can separate the hairs on it. Maybe if I brush it this way and then down the middle. Okay, let's go ahead and just cut the piece that we need first because I feel like that might be helpful. So I'm just taking my piece, putting it on one end. I'm just kind of measuring to see exactly how much that we need, and then we'll just work with that piece. Okay, so this seems a little bit more manageable to work with. This stuff is very, very messy. All right, let's brush it all just one way. Okay, now I'm going to flip it over. I think this is as good as it's going to get, so I'm just going to cut down the middle. And if it didn't work, then that's fine. We'll just have to toss the other piece. Okay, so it looks to me like we will actually be able to use both pieces. One piece is a little bit thicker than the other, but that's completely fine. So let's take our circle and just go ahead and hot glue the Grinch fur around it. Again, we're going to start in little sections, working our way around. All right, and here is how it turned out. I did want to take a wooden dowel and attach it that way that I could put it on a wreath that I'm making. But I think I'm actually just going to leave it like this for now because I want to get some longer dowels, maybe ones that are a little bit thinner and that have a point on the end. That way that I can slice it at the bottom, put a little bit of hot glue and put it in there so it'll stay longer. But this is how this one turned out. I am just so impressed with the quality of this one. I will have everything linked down below. Let's go ahead and move on to our next craft. Okay, for this craft, we will be using the wooden dowels for sure. I took a piece of felt from Hobby Lobby. I got tan and I got green. And I also picked up these little wooden slices from Hobby Lobby. They come in sort of like a mesh bag. And there was about 20 pieces in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 3 pieces of felt, and I just printed out a little picture from Google, cut it out, and then traced around it on felt and cut it out. And so I'm going to attach 3 of them because I want it to have a 3D look. Okay, so my hot glue gun has some Grinch fur on it from our last project, so just ignore that until I get it all cleaned up. But I'm going to take a dab of hot glue and just do it like that, just 3 little dots. And I'm going to attach this one in those 3 spots. Then I'm going to open it up and I'm going to put 3 more dots down. Put another one on top so that it's like that. Okay. Now I'm going to take the wooden dowel and I'm going to hot glue it to the center just like that. And if you twist it on here, it'll stay better. So just take your wooden dowel and just twist it and then push it down. All right, now I'm going to take my hot glue gun again, put two, actually let's start out with just one strip of hot glue again. Get it good and coated. And let's see, I'm going to zoom y'all in just a little bit. Just like that. All right, so we have this strip of hot glue here, and I'm just going to roll it. So we want that edge to be right beside the wooden dowel, okay? And then we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Again, good and coated. So you're basically making a crease in there. All right, now we're going to take 3 dots of hot glue again, and we're just going to line the tree limbs up, just like that. Now it can be off center. That's perfectly fine. It is your project, and we are just making something just like that. All right, so now we're just going to hot glue the tops of the tree together. I'm just going to do 3 little dots, kind of like that, and then push them all together. All right, so then our tree should look something like that. Now I'm going to do a little dot of hot glue. Now this one you will want to put down all the way, push all the way down to the wooden piece and hold it straight until it's completely dry. Now I'm going to do the tan one again. So we have our 3 trees. All right, we are going to do 3 dabs again. Place one on top, just like that. Then you're going to fold it over once it dries. Put it on top. Okay, so now we're just going to wait for those 3 dots to completely dry. Now we are going to take a wooden dowel, put a good amount of hot glue down the center, and again you're just going to roll your dowel in it. Just like that. Press down. All right, once that dries, then add another strip of hot glue. And you're going to sort of make that crease right there. And then we can go ahead and do the other side as well. Make that other crease. All right, now we can add on the 3 dots of hot glue here. And just squeeze those limbs together. And then we can glue the tree tops together. I like to do just 3 sort of lines like that and then squeeze them. Now I'm going to take a dot of hot glue again. I try to make it as circle as possible because you'll be able to see it whenever it dries. All right, push it down all the way and just hold it up straight. All right, so here is how these turned out. I do want to add maybe a little bit of snow to the bottom. I'm waiting for that iridescent, flaky glitter to come out that usually does in the Christmas section at Hobby Lobby. And I'll probably just take a little bit of like Elmer's glue, drizzle it around, and then add on those little snowflakes. But I think that these turned out so darn cute. So let's go ahead and move on to the next craft. Okay, so the next thing that we are going to be making are 2 pennant flags. We're going to be taking the foam sheets that we were just using in a previous project, and we're going to put these on our Cricut mat, and I'm going to cut out some words and we're going to be attaching them to our pennant flags. So let's go ahead and get started on this craft. Okay, so with the foam sheets, you want to make sure that the glitter side is facing up. And here is one that I just ran through my Cricut. I wanted to show you all how easy it is to peel off. And then the foam pieces peel out just like this. So you kind of have to work with it a little bit, but they come off pretty easily, and then you could put it down on your project. So you just have to work with it a little bit. I used the custom setting on my Cricut, and under the custom tab I did foam sheets. So that is how I did this one. I'm going to go ahead and do the red one. Alright, so I ran both of these through my Cricut. This one says ho 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 and this one says be merry. I know it's hard to see on the screen. I also have this bag of ribbon. This is like my scrap ribbon bag. And then I have 2 little jingle bells to attach to the pennant flags. So the first step that I want to do is to go ahead and take off all of the letters and go ahead and just mock them up on the flags. Now you can definitely use like cardstock or felt or even fabric to make letters like this. I wanted to use the supplies that I already had. I don't think I'll be using any sort of glitter foam sheets for a while, and so I just wanted to go ahead and use these. I've really been trying to shop my craft room a lot more lately, just because I have so many craft supplies that are just sit in the drawers and definitely need to be used. Alright, so for this flag, I want to do it in a line just kind of straight across like this. That one looks cute. So what I want to do now is to take the red one and go ahead and mock this one up just like that. All right. And these are stuck on there pretty good. I thought that maybe I was going to have to take some hot glue and just hot glue the letters down. That way that they're more secure, but they feel really good on there. So I'm just going to let them be. Now I have a little bag here of scrap ribbon. And I think I'm going to use some of this. I'm also going to be using these wooden dowels from the Dollar Tree. Alright, let's go ahead and hot glue the wooden dowel to the back. I'm going to put a little line just like that, and then remember to twirl your wooden dowel around so that way that it is good and on there. Let's go ahead and do the white piece as well. Alright, let's go ahead and just let those dry. While they are drying, I want to go ahead and pick out some ribbon. I have these that were already tied from another project. There's one, and then there's another bow. So I'm going to try to use these and see how they look. I'm also going to be taking some rickrack and also this red and white striped ribbon. Alright, let's go ahead and flip this one over and start working on this one. I'm gonna see if this one looks good. I don't really like the gold one. That one's alright. I think they're just a little bit too small. And also the wooden dowel is a little bit too small for the flag, but the way that I'll have it set up, you won't even be able to tell. Alright, so I'm gonna take this ribbon, maybe about that long. I'm going to put it behind the dowel. And then I'm also going to be taking some rickrack that I'm going to put the bell through. There we go, just like that. And then I'm going to cut it about there. And let's see, I think I'm just going to tie it. So let's go ahead and tie this one first. And then I'm going to take the ends, just trim it down a little bit more. I'm going to tie it first around the back like this way, and then flip it over. And then I'm going to tie it around the front like that. And then we're just going to trim it down a little bit more. Okay, so that is how we are going to do the first pennant flag. Let's go ahead and move on to the white one. All right, for this one, we're going to be taking the red and white ribbon again. All right, let's go ahead and attach the bell. Alright, and that is how these two pennant flags turned out. I love these so much. Thank you all so much for tuning into today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it just as much as I did, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!